Good evening, everybody. Michael Soothing here. I wanted to make just a short video tonight and just maybe do a little reading from the local paper. This is just a small community paper, so don't expect national news or anything earth-shaking importance. This is more just like, let's see what's going on in a smallish town. Now we're close to the big city here where I live, but it's close to the Santa Cruz, so close to the California coastal town of Santa Cruz. And I live in a smallish community close by there. I do go over to the Silicon Valley to work in the rocket science business, but we don't want to talk about that right now because then I will not be soothed myself. So instead, let's pause and get our local newspaper, see what's going on around here. All right, so here's our local paper. This is smallish town. You can see March 28th. This is, I don't know when I'm gonna post this, but you'll see that we don't have a lot of big news around here. Where we got learning to fight drugs. You know, I don't like to use profanity much, and so pardon my scratchy. Seem like every video I'm telling you to pardon my scratchy throat because we've been having colds and allergies around here lately. Anyway, what was I telling you? That I don't use profanity much. And so what I used to say when I was really unhappy about something, I used to say drug culture. Those were my swear words because to me it epitomizes what can go wrong with people and society. I've had people close to me lives kind of wrecked by that. So this is a good article, probably somebody. Let's see what else is going on. The mayor talks business, it says here, at the town center. What is he talking about? Government efficiency. I think that an oxymoron. What else? Something about a senior center here. And so something about local business photo labs. You know, do they still have photo labs? Because everybody does digital now, you know. And let's see. What about our ad? We got organic farmer market here. Look here. A semi-crash. This big news around here. So the truck roll over and close a local road in both directions, you know. So that's a big deal. So let's see. What we got over on this side? Valley students shine at county science fair. And I think this goes into some of the projects that the students do at the science fair. Let's see what some of them are. The cost of idling. Not sure what that's about. That might be like maybe if your car is sitting there burning gas and not doing anything else. Let's see what else. I had to have a sip of water for a second. That was a first place. A second place was something about anchovy apocalypse. I have no idea what that's about, but I can tell you that in our local Bay Area ocean of Monterey Bay, we used to have huge runs of anchovies. And this last year, sardines also. So down in Monterey, at the old cannery row, used to have a bunch of canneries canning sardines, you know, back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And there was a big anchovy and sardine run this year, and we had pelicans here by the thousands, and seals also. We had sea lions, kind of like dogs of the ocean, and they're barking, and they got whiskers, big old nose on the front of them. Anyway, what else we got going on here? Earth and planetary science, the story of life, something about aspirin. All right, so here we have students who graduated from DARE. I think that's the anti-drug program. So that was the headliner article for this paper. This might be a little bit macabre. Sometimes I read the obituaries just to see how long people lived and what they did with their life. Like this guy here, he was 89, so he lived a long, fulfilling life. He worked at aerospace manufacturing firm, which is also a place I work at, an aerospace firm, rocket science. And I talk about his friends and family and how he was a volunteer at the library. So you can see our news and things. What is this? A pet wash place. People spend a lot of money on their pets, don't they? Summer activity guide. Let's see what else we got here. Here's letters to the editor. Every paper has letters to the editor. And you can tell how good a life you have by reading your letters to the editor. Because if you live in a tough neighborhood, people are getting, shot and drug deals and things like that, then you're going to have letters about that. But I know that I must have a pretty good life and a pretty good neighborhood, because our letters are always things like, hey, we need to ban those plastic single-use bags. Big raging controversy for weeks about that, Personally, I think those are pretty convenient. I use them for other purposes. They're not really single-use. And they don't find their way in the ocean. We're 100% recycling here. But that's off topic. Big controversy. When that's your major controversy in the paper, you have a good life, right? So let's see what these are today. Kindergarten Roundup coming to Felton. Something about the Women's Club distributing bags to kindergartners. Book, a pencil, colored paper and crayons and things. And, all right, so that's one letter. And the next one here, this is most of the letters, people complaining. I'd like to see more letters with people who are happy about something, It's kind of tiresome that it's always... But here's one who says, irresponsible dog owners are making a big mess at the local schools. And this is from a teacher. And the teacher says, I have a plea to the community. There are multiple signs of our school, of our policy of no dogs on campus. But these signs are ignored, especially on the weekend, okay? My plea is this. If you choose to ignore the rules and bring your dog onto campus, please have the decency to clean up after your dog. Now that's a pretty reasonable request, I think. That's another use for the single-use bag. This would be a dual use, Use that shopping bag, that little thin plastic bag, to clean up after that doggy do. All right, so, and it says the students, this won't be soothing if I explain to you what happens with the doggy and how it affects the schoolroom, but I think you can imagine. All right, so what else we got here? Here's somebody complaining because they got a special fee, a bill in the mail for the fire district. called a fire prevention fee. You know, in California, they can't make new taxes without a vote of the people. So what the government cleverly doing, some agencies, is they're just sending out letters and saying, we're not going to do a tax on you since you already pay for the firemen and the policemen through your property tax, so and through state taxes and community taxes and sales taxes and local sales taxes. So instead, we're going to add some fees. We're just going to send you a letter for a fee to prevent future fires. So this resident here is an older lady. She says what is she here? She's 89 years old or something. And she says, hey, this is kind of 87, she says. I am widowed and 87 years old. I object to being targeted for living in my redwood forest with this extra tax of $115, which you're calling a fee. So she's not too happy about that. Now, what else we got? Here's the date book. This tells you all the things going on around town. What do we got here? Chamber job fair at the church, so you can go see if there are any job opening. And some dance party, an all-age dance party, raffle and auction. I wonder what kind of dance they're doing there. Maybe that's where a spring pancake breakfast coming up. Oh, I think we missed that because I'm making this Sunday, March 30th, this video, and that's the day of the breakfast. And since it's nighttime, I don't think I'm going to make the 8 a.m. start time for this one. But anyway, Quail Hollow Ranch. That's an interesting place, not far, a couple miles from here. Let's see here. Art walk, job seeker workshop, and various genealogical society. So you can find out who your ancestors were. Or maybe you don't want to know in some cases. Depend on what they did, I wouldn't want to check that and find out that I was related to, Adolf Hitler or something. But it would be nice to be related to somebody who did something good, I guess. Avoid that, it's almost summertime. So here's a timely article. Avoid that summer burn. This talk about how to protect yourself from the sun, and a lot of people don't realize it, but I'll tell you, since I'm in science, people will wring their hands, hand wring, about how the electric lines are giving me radiation, and I might be getting radiation waves from my microwave and things. If you walk outside in the sun for 1 minute, you're going to be bombarded with all kind of horrible radiation, a lot more than you'll face in your natural environment. So, from electronic devices and things. So, it's a very good idea to make sure to wear sunscreen. When I was young and stupid, not that I might not be stupid now, but when I was young and really stupid, 18, 19, 20-year-old, no offense to younger people, I think they're all a lot smarter now. But anyway, we used to go out and get sunburned just to start our summer tan, I can't believe we did that, but, everything was about in California, everything's about getting a tan, Nutrient shakes. A healthy option. This is about if you don't have time in the morning to make a breakfast, and I certainly don't, because I get up about 5:15 a.m. and it takes me about a half hour to get ready to go to work, and then about an hour to an hour and 15-minute drive. Even at that hour, it's tough traffic. And that's why I leave that early, because if I leave 7, it's impossible to get to work. So I leave early, so this lady say, you don't have time to make breakfast. Make yourself a nice nutrient shake, you know? So maybe I could do that at work when I get there. So I'm going to read her article and see what she says to put in it. I don't think that shakes should be green when you're done with them. That seem a little unappetizing. I'd kind of like it to be sort of orange or yellow or something. Not green, but maybe we can make a healthy one out. Not be green. Okay, of course some ads, you know, there's always the ad flyers in these paper. Wow. Look at all the booze for sale. And people have a tough life, and so they buy a lot of booze. I myself, what else in here? I think these ads are usually targeted to, see, it's almost Easter, so all full of Easter candy ads and things like that. And then for those who are very stressed, you know, then we have all of this alcohol for sale. We'll put that over there. We don't want to read about cancer treatment prevention. It's not soothing at all. Something about yoga. Lots of people are soothed by that. Personally, I like prayer and meditation, but everybody has their own. Now, spring chores to prepare you for a beautiful garden. This lady has a column every week on how to make your garden. So she has a bunch of, she says now is the time to fertilize with organic matter. And so composting, you know, instead of throwing your garbage stuff away, you can compost it and put it in your garden. And let's see, what else we got here? I think we're only on page 11. I think all we have left is ads in this paper, unless there's something about sports. But, you know, something tells me that you people out there are not sitting on the edge of your seat wondering about our middle school softball girl league. And, you know, the interesting thing about local sports in the paper is the people that read it is just the parents, you know, because there's always like, you know, a pee-wee football or, you know, something like that. Let's see what else they got here. Yeah, a 10-year-old had a base clearing double, you know. So it's a young league of baseball, and it's mostly, let's see if they have anything else. I think that's it, sport. Mostly baseball right now. And the last page, not too much going on here. We got something about the local clubs. Let's see what the local clubs are doing. We got the Scotts Valley Lions Club. There's a volunteer doing sight and hearing. That's a good cause. And they have a breakfast meeting. Let's see. Then we got the Kiwanis Club. I wonder what Kiwanis stands for. You know, I know what a kiwi is. That's a bird in not Australia, New Zealand, isn't it? So I wonder if the Kiwanis has anything to do with kiwi. I don't think so. I think I'm reading into that. And so they say they're going to do what? They're going to join the Surf City Kiwana, and they're going to donate money to young people to attend a convention. What else are they going to do? Something about a music thing at the local park. And so that's that one. And here's a Rotary Club. You know, does it go in circles? I always wonder, what is a Rotary Club? And there's two different ones here, two different towns that are local towns. And let's see what they're doing. Something about going to the Warriors game with the basketball team and singing in the national anthem. Okay. Let's see. Then they're planning a club luau, which Mrs. Mikey called a hooky luau. And that's where you have Hawaiian food and music and hula dancing. I wouldn't mind seeing that hula dancing if the girls are good looking to do it. Tickets are $75. That's a little bit pricey, I think. $75. And then something about surfing for a change. So there's a guy coming who does a lot of surfing very big in my town, because in Santa Cruz there's a place called Steamer's Lane where a lot of surfers go to surf the waves there. Sometime I'm going to show you a video of it. It's only 5 minutes from here, maybe 10 minutes, okay. And then we got the Valley Women Club. Having celebrated 37 years of community service, Valley Women Club are looking forward to a busy spring and summer. First, there's Earth Day on May 17th. Environmental Committee doing something on the wharf. We have a real nice wharf here that's a half a mile long. Go out into Monterey Bay. I used to fish down there when I was a kid. Caught lots of kinds of fish. And I actually took a bus down there to go fishing on a weekend and then take the bus back home. So I was kind of a fishing fanatic. Anyway, what else? This off topic, you don't want to hear about that. Now we go down there and there's sea lions everywhere. There's no fish anymore because the sea lions eat them all. But it's still interesting, beautiful spot, People watch, ocean watch, wildlife, seagulls, pelicans, nice seafood down there too, And let's see, need volunteer for the Redwood Mountain Fair. Redwood Mountain Fair coming up on May 31 at Roaring Camp. And this is a local train, old narrow gauge railroad from a long time ago. There's a lot of interesting stuff around here now that I think about it. Lots of tourists come to this town from all over the world. But anyway, so they're talking about that, and that's about it. That's our little bitty paper, local paper. So here's some real estate to give you an idea how expensive it is to live around here. Okay, here's a house right here. Here's just a regular house in the Redwoods here. Can you see this? Just sort of a normal house. It says peaceful, easy feeling. Who did that song? I can't remember now, but somebody did a song, so they're doing a play on that. Easy peace. I'm not going to sing and break the camera and the audio, but the price on this house, $854,000, so almost $1 million. All right. What do we got? Here's another one. Here's a nice home that's a log home design, like Abraham Lincoln. This one, $759,000. So now here's a nice simple place, a nice piece of acreage, little lot, right, for you to build your house on. That's $1,285,000. And then we have, other homes in the area. They're very expensive here. So at one time, there are many hundreds and thousands of counties in the Santa Cruz, in the country of the United States. And we just have this one county out of all of those, Santa Cruz County. And at one time, we had the most expensive housing per capita relative to income of any county in the country. So a lot of people want to live here, but it's very expensive. So keep that in mind if you want to come live in this area. All right, so, but anyway, I thought this would just be something, a little local news for you, something a little different. And next time maybe we'll go back to reading a National Geographic or something with a little wider world interest. I hope you enjoyed. All right. Be peaceful, be safe, and be calm. Take care, and bye.